morning, everyone. Today we want to talk about HATMANA. And it's interesting because in HATMANA you have two gzeres. You have one gzeres called B'dovar HaMoisif Hevel, something that adds heat. And that makes sense, that if you cover it and it's adding heat, that should be what? Also why we're afraid maybe it's Mechatrik Cholim, you wanted to, when you see it, it's not hot enough, it's too cold, you will store the coals, make it more hot. And there's another type of wrapping the pot with something that doesn't add any heat. And let's say wants to keep whatever you have, yeah? So over there we're afraid. It's too gzeir. Now, generally, we have to know if you did it before Shabbos, so then for sure, HATMANA before Shabbos, the whole issue is only something that adds heat. But what happened if something that doesn't add heat, if you put it before Shabbos, then for sure it's no problem. So let's see the halacha. Dinei HATMANAT chamin ובו חטא סעיפים. אין טומנים בשבת אפילו דבר שאינו מוסיף הבל. You're not allowed to do HATMANA, means wrapping the pot or whatever it is, even something that doesn't add heat. אבל בסופק חשיכו, טומנים בו. But if it's before Shabbos, even it's mamish close to Shabbos, sofik, maybe it's dark, maybe it's not, you can do HATMANA. If something doesn't add heat, so we're talking about that he does it before Shabbos. So over there, before Shabbos, even something chashikha you're allowed. Then that's something that doesn't add heat. But if it adds heat, then we said what? Then it should be forbidden. Why? Because there's a gzeira, maybe you'll see it's not hot enough, and then you will store the coals or whatever it is, it'll start to add more heat in order for the food to be hot. What happened if you did bemezi? You store it, in something that adds heat. It'll be also. And that we're talking about what? The Erev Shabbos, before Shabbos. What happened in Shabbos? We'll talk about it in a minute. ודווקא בצונן שנתחמם, או שנצטמק ויופל, אבל בוימת בחממוסו, כשור ראשון מותר. That's only one, it was cold, and it becomes hot. Or, even mitztamik, the more it gets hot, the food's more greasy, more better, that'll be awesome. But if it stays the same status, so you're not adding really anything, so even if you did it b'mezid, the chol comes out that what it's mutar, because you didn't add anything, lamaisi, you didn't add anything for the cooking. Hagoe, יש אומרים דין שכח, והטמין בשוגג, בדבר מוסיף אבל שור לאכול. So the Ramah brings what the Yesh Omrim, the what? That they said, that's the name of the Agos Mordechai, the first Rishon, that if you did it b'shoige, the din is what? Even with something that adds heat, but the evidence you can eat it. Lechatchila, you shouldn't do it. But if you did it, it's you're allowed to eat it. V'yesh Omrim, he has it in brackets. The Chose ino asur ela k'shose l'tzorich laila. אבל כשמטמין לצורך מוחו מותר להטמין מבעוד יום בדובר המוסיף הבל. He said all what it should be those that ask to do HATMANA, let's say do it what? If he got, and he put it in something that moisif, but he wants it for the night. So when he sees it's not so hot, so right away he'll store it and he'll try to make it more hot. But if he wants it for the next morning, he forgets about it. There's no chash of what HATMANA because when he left it. He has nothing in his mind to store it or to look at it. So he said, tomorrow morning we'll take care of it. So in a case like that, even something that adds heat will be allowed. So that says v'yeshem. Now he says l'maiso b'di'evet. L'maiso practical. What do you do? Yesh l'smoch al davar zeh b'lvad shelo yoreg l'asiskin. So come over here that the Ramo is more makel. And he says b'di'evet, if you did it, so you could be soymech b'di'evet to be eating the food that was HATMANA. But he says something very special, very strange. Ubilvad shelo yeh ragil lasotin. Shouldn't be doing it always. So it comes that if we'll do it always, then maybe they have a gzeira, they'll say, listen, you can't eat it. But if it happened to be a mikre, happened to be a case like that, in the case that we say what, for sure you're allowed to eat it. I want to add another seif base, and then I'll summarize. ואפילו תבשיל שנתבשל כל צובי, אם instead you cook the whole thing, אסור להטמין בשבס. You're not allowed to walk to store it in Shabbos. Even said that was cooked complete. ואפילו בדובר שאינו מוסיף אבן, even something that doesn't add any heat. בכל מקום לשום כלים על כלים, כדי לשמור על החבורם, או כדי שלא יתענה באפוריות שורי, שאין זה כמטמין לחמם, אלא כשמר ונסים כיסא על הגדר. So this is really another issue when he does HATMANA, but not for the right reason. We do HATMANA not to heat. What happened? He wants to do HATMANA, to store it, to cover it, but not because to make heat. They mice shouldn't come, or shouldn't get dirty for other reasons. That's what you want to carry. So in a case like that, comes out the Mechaber, he says that since it does, like the Mishnah Brurah says, it doesn't have in mind to really heating it, that's why it should be mutu. So let's summarize what we learned. If you cover it, and it's something that before Shabbos, and it's not adding any heat, so then we said it's mutu. We're talking about only in the case when he adds heat to that. So mi'ikar adin, even though you did before Shabbos, you shouldn't use it. Even mitztamik veraloi. Why? The gzeis maybe he'll store the coals, make it more hot. But the ever we say what we say, yeah. But the ever. So here we have a machlok between. It looks like the mechaber and the Ramon. So let's see. If you did it according to the mechaber mezi, it's also, yeah. When it's muto, yeah. If you're not adding any heat, means it's the same heat. Let's say it was hot in the beginning, and also the covering was the same heat. So you really, since you didn't add nothing, but the ever it's muto. L'chatchila b'mezid it's also, but the ever is muto. What happened if you did? That's if you did b'mezid, the purpose. What happened if you did b'shoigeg? So there we have the machlokes, the mechaber and the ramon. According to the mechaber, we say that what, and something that, even though if you did it by mistake, something that adds heat, you're not allowed to eat it too much to Shabbos. But according to the ramon, he said we make it. And Mishnah Brurah says, especially if it finished the cooking before Shabbos, for sure you make it. But what happened if it wasn't, the cooking will be, the complete cooking will be in Shabbos. So over here we have the Mogen Avrom says you're not allowed to eat it. Only the Biraloch says Mokum HaTzirech, B'diavad is matin. Even if it was a machal, if you let it before Shabbos, machal b'musay, it's enough. What happened covering on Shabbos himself, yeah? Tuma, we talk about you put it before Shabbos. What happened if you did it on Shabbos himself, yeah? So he says, if you did it, it means he had in mind, he did before Shabbos, but for the day of Shabbos. So we say over there, for sure it's meitir, because what? We're not gzeir, shema echad begecholim, that's what the Ramah says, because he removed it from his mind, yeah? But we said all this is not if you do it kavua. If you did it like b'diavad, like one. If you did like if you didn't do it like regular, but if you did regular, over there the should be also. What happened also comes out even if I store it like something chashik, it's also bimutu. What happened if I do it in Shabbos itself? Yeah, HATMANA in Shabbos. Yeah. In something that doesn't add heat, yeah? Even let's say something that is dry, if it's not that it's dry, yeah? So comes out what? It's for sure it's also, that's Israt Moneh. Because we're afraid maybe he'll store it in Gechol. But if it's something that doesn't add Hevel, if it doesn't add anything, so if you did it, b'diavad, it's allowed. But if it's adding it, that's not money. What happens if it does in Shabbos for Motzei Shabbos? Or let's say it does before Shabbos for Motzei Shabbos. Over here, some people call them the levush for sure. It's mutter like it's only b'diavad. What happens if you only store it? Cover it with covers for just to save it, not to add the heat, just if it mices or anything else. But they're looking for sure, it should be mutter because you don't have in mind for HATMANA, that's the next siman, for sure will be mutter. Tomorrow, we'll learn certain types that add heat or not adding heat if that can make any difference. I want to wish everyone a good day today.